Stu Cowan here with Pat Hickey in the Bell Center press box after yet another win, Pat, for the Canadiens, 4-1 over the New York Islanders. Dale Weiss scored his 8th goal of the season. My highlight of the night, though, Pat, was you running into General Manager Marc Bergevin outside the Canadiens locker room when we were waiting for the doors to open. What did you say to him?
Well, I asked him how much he was going to have to pay Dale Weiss. Dale Weiss is in his contract year. I think that a month ago, you might have said, geez, it'd be nice to lock the guy up for a couple of years, $1 million, $1.5 million, but I think the price tag may be going up.
Bergevin just sort of looked at you funny and turned away. He didn't really have an answer for you.
Well,
I don't think he liked the question.
It's going to be a difficult situation if he keeps scoring the way he's going, because he's a leading scorer on the team. He's one of the leading scorers in the league. He's got more goals than Alex Ovechkin.
I know, that's right. So and Steven Stamkos, too.
And so it's going to be interesting to see if he keeps going the way he's going. He's having a tremendous season. That's the third line. I thought that David Desharnais being on that third line this year, he's a guy who was good as a first and second line guy, but now he's not getting the defensive attention they have. Maybe they'll start getting a little more attention now that they're scoring, but they picked up the slack when the first and second lines haven't been producing. And the third and fourth lines have been major contributors to the success of this team.
It's hard to know who is the first line, who is the second
line.
That's
right. Well, Michel Therrien keeps saying that, right. And he's right.
Well, Paul Byron tonight, they slaughtered him on the right wing with Eller and Galchenyuk. Left-hand shot on the right wing. Therrien was saying in his press conference after the game that one of the things he likes about Byron, he can play left wing, he can play right wing, he can kill penalties, and his speed, I think, on that off wing can help maybe.
Well, it can help. I mean, we didn't see it tonight too much. I mean, he did set up a couple of shots and things like that, but that line produced one shot on goal tonight, and it's got to be. They have to get more out of that. They've used 4 guys now on that spot. They've used Brian Flynn there. They used Devontae Smith-Pelly. They've used Byron. They started out 10 games with Alex Semin. That didn't work. So, that's still going to be a problem. It's been a problem for several years now.
The one thing, though, even if all the lines aren't scoring, the fact that they're rolling those 4 lines and the speed they have, they're wearing teams down. I mean, they scored 3 goals in the third period tonight. They limited the Islanders to 18 shots. They just seem to be on a roll, and the 4 lines are hard to play against.
They keep coming at you, with lots of offense, 4 lines, 6 defensemen, and these guys can all play. Yeah. And they also play with speed, so they wear other teams down.
That's right. Well, we're talking about Marc Bergevin outside the room. Before the doors even opened, Alex Semin was on his way out of the rink. You're wondering if his time in Montreal might be over before it really started.
Well, you don't know. I mean, it's been 5 games now. He's been a healthy scratch. The way the team's playing, you would think that they need a little help on that second line, but whether he's going to be able to produce it. They want speed on this team, and he doesn't have it. That's the biggest problem. The coach is saying he has to keep up, and he hasn't been able to keep up, so that's a problem.
Well, we had another classic Galley goal tonight. Brendan Gallagher standing in the blue paint as always. I asked him in the room afterwards, I said, do you ever wonder what it'd be like if you were 6'4" and 200 pounds? And he says, I get asked that question a lot. I said, I don't think I'd be as good. Yeah. He says he's played that size obviously his whole life, and he's learned how to play that way, and he says the size actually helps him sometimes.
Yeah, he's got 6 goals now, again, having a good year. On that line, it's a little unfortunate. Maybe that would have gone in for Max Pacioretty, but Pacioretty did get 2 assists tonight, his first points in 6 games, and that's got to be a little bit of a confidence boost for him. Yeah, well,
Dale Weiss was a happy guy in the room afterwards, obviously. I mean, life was pretty good for him right now. He told me he still talks with his dad every day. His dad was a big Habs fan in Winnipeg, and his dad, he said the motto always was hard work beats talent. And the Canadiens are working hard. They have some talent. They're doing well. And Saturday night we have the Boston Bruins here at the Bell Center. Should be fun.
It should be a very fun game. The Bruins score lots of goals. Now it'll be a good challenge for Mike Condon, whose goals against average is a little over 1.5 a game. He's leading the league in goals against average. Great fill-in for Carey Price. But, the other thing about the Bruins, though, is they can't keep the puck out of the net.
That's right.
So in the way the Canadiens are second or third in the league in goal scoring, so it'll be interesting to have a shot at Tuukka Rask, who never plays well here at the Bell Center.
That's right. There was a great line on the Hockey Insider website after the game, fans saying it's actually not Mike Condon. Carey Price is dressed up as Condon for Halloween and hasn't taken the costume off. So on that note, we'll say goodbye. Talk to you next time.